With the launch of the Dark Matter mission to blow up Meridia, people have been concerned that we're doing this mission for no reason, because the liberation rates have not been increasing. We're currently at 0% liberation for this major order. Now I'm going to explain what I think is happening, and then I'll be giving you guys tips and tricks for completing the mission in squad. Not just the loadouts, but also some of the enemy behavior I've noticed that help us completely finish these terminals every single time. So first of all, the simple reason for the major order being at 0% is the terminid regeneration rate. Now what that is the amount of our liberation rate that the terminids essentially delete per hour. And at the beginning of this major order, they started with 10% regeneration rate. Meaning, at the start of this campaign, it seemed like we basically didn't have a chance. But currently, it's sitting at 6.8% as of the recording of this video. So basically, something is making this regeneration rate fall. It's been lowering consistently a few percent or a few points of a percent every few hours since this major order started. Now, some of you may just think this is Joel, but normally when Joel lowers or raises the regen rates, he just does it once based on something happening, like succeeding or failing a major order, or if he wants us to throw us a bone to beat a major order. However, this mission's regeneration rate has been falling consistently every few hours since we started this major order, and it's very possible that it's lowering as we complete missions, and that's why we were given such a long time for this major order. We were given 4 days total. And you may be thinking to yourself, that's just another one of your crazy major order conspiracy theories, but actually this one comes from a Discord user named Proto who explained this a little bit more in depth. I'll throw up this screenshot on the video. But the interesting thing is this ended up getting pinned by Arrowhead in the Galactic War channel of the official Helldivers Discord. So it seems as if it was a nod to a correct theory on what's going on in this major order. So honestly, just keep at it. The majority of players already are on this planet anyway, and as long as we keep at it, I actually do believe there's a chance we can win this major order and progress the storyline forward, and maybe we can get closer to the Illuminates showing up in Helldivers 2. So before we get into the tips and tricks for completing this mission in randoms a lot easier, be sure to sign up for a free video game of your choice. It's a giveaway hosted by Instant Gaming by clicking the link in the description down below. And if you're looking to buy a video game for cheaper than what they are normally listed for, check out the other link and I get a kickback from it. My friend Bird saved €1,500 over the past 7 years and says Instant Gaming is the GOAT. So I streamed this mission all day yesterday and we didn't really lose a single one of these missions, even though tons of people are saying they are very difficult. And I ran this with a ton of different people from my chat room and also a ton of people I've never played with before. So I was basically running this with randoms as well as when friends got online. So the first tip I have for you guys is that the free EMS mortar stratagem is a clue to what you need to be doing. You need to be using stun grenades, and I also recommend bringing the EMS orbital. In fact, having about 2 people on your squad, bringing the EMS orbital seems to be about the sweet spot to just being enough that no one else has to waste any slots on this. Now, a third person can bring it if you want to. If you're having a bit of extra trouble and you just want to guarantee win this, then have 3 people bring it. But at least 2 people on the squads with stun grenades will also be great. Now, the reason for this is because any form of damage will easily break the dark matter terminal. Orbital gas will even break it. Especially be careful for those of you running the incendiary breaker, spraying way too close to it, and even just a couple pellets get onto it, that damage will build up and it'll eventually be destroyed. Now, personally, I recommend running the pummeler since you can just kind of spray into the bugs and also keep them stunned because the pummeler does stun enemies. It's also a good crowd clearing weapon. Now, it's not a required weapon, but I would be careful bringing any weapon that can accidentally destroy the terminal. The sickle might even be a great option, or even just the regular Punisher. Now, one other quick tip for using these EMS orbitals properly is when you see the first bug breach spawn, they have always been scavengers for us, and I always just shoot them to death or I'll throw an impact grenade at them. The second breach I've noticed is normally hunters, and those are also pretty quick to just shoot to death. But after that group of hunters, that's when I try to throw down my first EMS orbital, or if someone's stunning it, I'll try to wait for the right time. Basically, try to ignore the first 2 breaches if you can. Now, if you're worried about it, just have a third person bring it and run them back to back to back. These terminals are done pretty quickly as long as you know how to manage them. And another thing is obviously chargers and bile titans will start spawning halfway through to the end of the terminal uploading. So I highly recommend that multiple people on the squad bring anti-tank weapons. Personally, I run the recoilless rifle since it can be reloaded really fast and filled up off a single resupply. But if you don't like the recoilless, you can also bring the EATs. Now, honestly, I recommend not bringing the Quasar Cannon because you need these bile titans and chargers to go down very, very fast. Quasar Cannon has a 15-second cooldown. It's not even going to take down a bile titan before the terminal is done uploading. Now, one quick tip for bile titans is that I noticed that like 9 times out of 10, they actually don't target the terminal. They will mainly target the players. Now, this unfortunately isn't 100% of the time. Sometimes they randomly did target the terminal. However, most of the time they targeted us. So what this means is make sure nobody is standing near the terminal, and even if you can help it, don't get in between a bile titan and the terminal. Try to get the bile titans to run away from the terminal and spit in a different direction, since if they spit at you, or if you happen to be standing by the terminal and they stomp at you and hit the terminal, they can literally one-shot it. And try to take them down instantly with your anti-tank weapons, or if just in case, bring some orbital rail cannon strikes. You really want them to go down instantly. You don't want to wait for a 500 kg or a precision strike. Now, if you're having good luck with the 500 kg, go ahead, run whatever you want, but that's just what I recommend. One other quick tip for orbital rail cannon strikes is number 1, because it's instant. Now, some of you might be like, well, it doesn't always one-shot the bile titan, but it normally leaves it at very low health. You can throw an impact grenade or use a plasma punisher to destroy the sacks or hit the open armor spot that the rail cannon strike leaves, and usually it'll die right after that. Sometimes I'll even spam a grenade pistol at it, but the grenade pistol does take a couple shots, so impact grenades are pretty good with the orbital rail cannon strikes. You really want the titans to go down instantly. Now, you might say real quick, I thought you told us to bring stuns and a pummeler. Well, yeah, but not everyone on the team needs stuns, just as not everyone on the team needs to bring the EMS orbital. So if your other squad mates have stuns, just make sure they're spamming it at the terminal while you use your impact grenades to finish off the bile titans from orbital rail cannon strikes. Or just do what I recommended in the first place and bring recoilless rifles. Make sure your buddy is too. You don't need to team reload. I don't even always do that, but team reloading will take them down as fast as possible. Now, I do recommend that one final person on the squad could bring something like a stalwart to take out the hordes. And now I'm actually recommending stalwart because a flamethrower or a grenade launcher will damage the terminal and destroy it. Do not forget that any form of damage will destroy that terminal. And if you all want to run anti-tank launchers, then even consider an HMG emplacement. Now, personally, I brought orbital gas and a Gatling sentry, but using these 2 items near the terminal takes some precise placement. You got to place the gas kind of just far enough from the terminal that it's not damaging it, but close enough that it's killing the bug breaches, and you have to place the Gatling sentry behind a wall where it will shoot the bugs, but not at the terminal. At least with the HMG emplacement, you could aim it yourself, and then, you obviously won't shoot the terminal. Now, if you fail these terminals because the bug breaches are spawning right on top of it, whenever you go to redo it, throw it in a slightly different spot, like on the opposite rim of the circle. And I noticed that it basically won't always spawn the bug breaches on there once we move them around a little bit. Sometimes a terminal honestly took us 2 or 3 tries. It is completely normal to have to do it a couple times. And this is a 40-minute mission. You honestly have a lot of time to finish it, but the devs in Discord confirm they will be fixing that issue, so hopefully this part becomes irrelevant soon. And then just one last thing, don't really mind destroying any spore spewers or any of the bug holes on the map. Now, obviously, destroy the bug holes near the objectives, just so that no extra bugs come out of there. And if you want to destroy, if there's like a spore spewer near your objective, go ahead and do that too. But from what I can tell, that's not required at all to finish this mission. So that's everything you need to know to complete this major order. So be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.